What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. The other day, I did a video. I did a reaction to Woody, Woody, and his homeboy Snoop, and it was all basically about how there's this question. People have said for ever since the case happened that there's been whispers that it was actually Woody that committed the crime, and that Snoop took the fall for him, um, and that you can go and watch the video, or you can go and watch the original on Killer Chronicles. And Killer Chronicles did a great job. I had a good time reacting to it. A lot of people want me to react to some more of his stuff, and I probably will. But there was a lot of people that were in the comments and that were saying if Woody did do it, that's messed up. And I mean, a lot of people were saying it, and then people were asking me, do you think it's fair that if Woody actually did it, do you think it's fair that he let Snoop basically rot in jail? And I thought to myself, I said, because so many people had this question and felt a certain way about it, I said, maybe I make a video about it. And so here we are now. I want to make sure that I answer the question according to what I believe, or what I believed, what I would have believed in that situation, those circumstances. When I was a criminal, when I was into the whole gang banging thing and living within that lifestyle, within uh, the rules of that life, if me and my homeboy decide we're gonna go and do something, we understand, like, hey, we could die in this. We could wind up killing somebody. We could wind up doing time for this, but we're not gonna talk about it. If the Hudas catch us, if they catch you, you ain't gonna mention me. If they catch me, I'm not gonna mention you. And it was an understanding of, we went out and we did that. We did that together. Regardless of who pulled the trigger, we decided that we were gonna go and do that. Now, this is one of those things that if Woody did do it, my case, the murder that I caught, was a complete opposite. Let's go into, because I was going to go into something else with it, but let's go into this. If Woody did do it, he did what he was supposed to do. He kept Snoop's name alive. I'm sure he took care of Snoop when he could, as often as he could. He never stopped praising Snoop. He was thankful. He was grateful. Snoop, on the other hand, did exactly what he was supposed to do. He kept his mouth shut. Hey, we decided we were going to get in that car and we were going to go and do this. Whatever happens, however the chips fall, our loyalty is to each other. And Snoop, if he's innocent, he lived by the G code. He is still, to this day, living by the G code. And I have to tip my hat, because in all actuality, it's rare. It's very rare. I've talked about a lot of times how in prison, just about every dude that I talked to got told on. And most of the time, who's the only one that can tell on you? The ones you're doing it with. I mean, if you smack somebody, you took somebody out, and their homeboys see it, and then they telling you, that's one thing, but it's still somebody in that world told on you. Do I think what Woody did was wrong? I don't. Honestly, I don't. They both knew the ramifications of the actions that they were choosing to take. They were okay with it. And I have to say, they both held up their end of the bargain. Would it feel good if you're innocent and doing time for your homeboy? No, of course not. There's gonna be times when you're like, damn, homie, I could be out there. But when you're really living that lifestyle, you don't allow yourself those type of thoughts. That's a civilian mindset. Now, my case, let's get back to my case. My case would be the exact flip side of the same coin. I caught a case, I caught a murder when I was 19, fresh out of the California Youth Authority, been out 5 months. I've told the story many times, but I want to add it into this just to show you guys. There was a dude in the neighborhood. He was a tough guy, supposedly. He was never around before I went to YA, but while I was in YA, he had made a little reputation for himself. But there was just something about him that used to make me feel like he's not really a killer. He pulls the gun out a lot. He's knocking everybody out. He's down. He'll pull a weapon out. He shot at people, but for some reason his aim was always bad. A couple weeks prior, something needed to be taken care of. We went over to his pad to get some guns, and he actually lectured the homie. Are you willing to give up your life for this? And I was like, what are you talking about, Holmes? Shut up and get in the car. They got in their car. We got in our car. The guns went in our car. They had a couple in theirs. And on the way to the destination, to where we're supposed to handle the business, they decided to take a detour. Start pissing in the street. Carload of gang members, guns in their car. I told the driver in our car, keep going, Holmes. Fuck them. They don't want to go. The night of our incident, the night of the shooting, this other one that I want to catch in life for him, he was a Billy Badass, gung-ho. But then I heard him tell somebody when he was loading up the gun, whatever you do, and they were talking about me, don't let him get a hold of one of these guns because he's going to kill somebody. I remember I looked at my road dog. I said, man, you hear this shit right here? I said, what do they think these things are? Fireworks? When the thing went down, and after the dust settled and everybody there knew that dude's not getting back up. We all went our own separate directions. Cops start kicking in doors, doing sweeps, and they're all asking the same question. Where's so-and-so? And it was the guy that's supposedly the tough guy. See, because somebody said that it was him. Somebody that they had already arrested said it was him. A couple people, it turned out, told on him. And this individual turned himself in. And initially wouldn't cooperate, wouldn't say my name, didn't want to cooperate. And it was a couple of family members of his, females in his family that had nothing to do with nothing, weren't even there. How would they know anything about me? They told the detectives, oh, he doesn't want to cooperate? Well, ask him about this dude, me. That's when he started cooperating. See, he was running around the neighborhood, like I said. He was pulling out guns. He was shooting at shit, knocking shit out. Tough guy, allegedly. And then along comes somebody who just didn't give a damn, me. And when I pulled the gun, I used it for what it was supposed to be used for at that time. that person that I was. And so, unlike Snoop, this individual had it in his head that he wasn't going to do time for something someone else did. Now, if I look at this situation like a civilian, somebody raised up in society, not having anything to do with the criminal world, I'll say he did the right thing. Why should he do time for something someone else did? He should be out here, be productive, start a family, get a job. But see, I wasn't a criminal, and neither was I wasn't a square. I wasn't a productive member of society. I was a criminal. I was a gang member. So was he. He chose a lifestyle and was supposed to follow the rules. But when things got thick, he waved the flag. Do you think that after he told on me and he did his little time in prison and got out, do you think he became a productive member of society? The dude ran around smutting up other people, trying to get the scent off of him, trying to get other people hurt so that he could be safe. Still ran around the neighborhood like he was a tough guy, threatening people. You see what would you rather have? When people say what happened to Snoop isn't right, it isn't just because I went through it myself and had the opposite happen to me. It's if you are in that world, you take on a code of conduct, a set of morals, a code, certain ethics that you're supposed to live by. These are the stories, man, that people need to hear about. Those of you youngsters that think it's fascinating, running around with guns and scaring people and living however you want, doing whatever you want, and nobody can tell you nothing. Shit. That DA will tell you something. That judge will tell you something. That jury will tell you something. And then you'll go sit down in prison around a bunch of angry ass men. A lot of them that have nothing better to do than to plot on other men. Yeah, it's unfortunate that, if Snoop is innocent, that he's been down for over 30 years. But you know what? He signed up for it. And the reality is this. If Woody would have ever turned himself in and said, hey, my conscience is eating me up. I have to tell the truth. It wasn't Snoop. It was me. You know what would have happened? Woody would have got time. Woody would have went and maybe talked himself into a life sentence. Snoop would have stayed in prison. And now you have two people doing a life sentence, even though one person pulled the trigger. Would that make people feel like better? I don't see what Woody did as being wrong. See, like I said, Woody kept Snoop's name alive. Woody paid homage to Snoop his whole life. Maybe what happened, the way Woody's life ended, was because of the guilt. Who knows? Only he knows. Again, me on the other hand, I had a crime partner who was supposed to be a tough guy. Big old dude. Big for nothing. And he told on me. I was facing the death penalty for a while, beat it on a 995 motion after 9 months of sitting in the county jail. He never put $1 on my books. He tried to smut me up, but he's on bail for a murder. He never looked out for my daughter, never looked out for my mom, never did anything to try to say, hey, you know what I mean? I know you're doing that time because of me. Nah. And you know, honestly, I have no hatred or animosity towards that dude. But it is what it is. He is what he is. I have to say, I really am. If Woody is the one that really did it, I have to tip my hat to Woody and Snoop. People should probably, you know, those people that are saying, you know, that were tripping on Woody's mom, hey, you know the truth. That shouldn't happen. She lost her son. And no matter what, a confession, if he would have gave a confession prior to ending his own life, the DA would never, ever accept that. It would be like he did that just to get his homeboy out. So there's my answer. There's how I feel about it. Hopefully, even though Woody passed on, hopefully there's still other people that are remembering Snoop. And if he's innocent and he's doing that time, hopefully there are other people looking out for him, his family. But knowing that world as good as I do, Snoop's probably relying on family. And that's probably about it. And when you've been down that long, family really can't help too much. They can help out now and then, but they've been helping for 30 years. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully that answered your question. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't agree with me, and that's fine. But I answered the question as best as I could. And hopefully someone out there hears this and realizes it ain't worth it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out of here.